Hi, today we're back talking about fractions, specifically fractions with whole numbers. We call those mixed numbers. We're on work text page 179. So look here in the orange-red box. They break it down for us. They label each of the parts, and then they help us guide us through comparing those numbers. So if we look here at the top, and they're using pizzas for examples, we have a whole pizza plus a third of pizza. So together we have 1 1/3 pizzas. The next one, we have 2 whole pizzas and 1/4 of another. So we have 2 1/4. On the other side, we have 1 whole pizza. So we have the whole number 1. And we have 3/4 of another pizza. So 1 3/4. So what we're going to do first, before you even compare and look at the fractions, you always compare the whole numbers to see, are they the same or are they different? Well, in this case, right, 2 is greater than 1. So we don't even have to compare the fractions at all. We're only comparing the whole numbers. So 2 1/4 is more than, it's greater than 1 3/4 pizzas. If we look at the second example, they give us one where both groups here have 1 whole pizza. So when the whole numbers are the same, we have to compare the fractions. Since they both have a whole pizza, we're going to ignore that and we're going to look just at the fractions. We have 1/4 and 3/4. Right? The one with 3/4 has more. So 1 1/4 pizza is less than 1 3/4 pizza. Not so bad, right? Okay, well, let's do some together because sometimes it really makes more sense whenever we take time out and actually do it ourselves. For the first 4 problems, they want us to just write a mixed number for the colored parts. So initially, since we know we're dealing with mixed numbers, you're going to look at the whole shape. Now, each of them are divided into smaller parts, but we're counting the whole. How many of them have all their parts colored in? Well, for number 1, we have 1 whole rectangle here. So I write the whole number 1. And now I'm going to write a fraction. Okay, well, so I draw my line, right? And we count. Our denominator is the total number of parts. So 1, 2, 3. So I have a 3 is my denominator. How many are shaded in? 1, 2. So 1 2/3 is our mixed number. For number 2, we have triangles. How many complete triangles do we have? 1, 2, 3. So I write the whole number 3. Now, I've already taken care of those, so I'm only looking at this shape here. What fraction of that triangle is shaded green? So I draw my fraction bar. It's divided into 2 parts. How many parts are shaded green? 1. So that is 3.5. Go to number 3. How many whole rectangles do we have? Where all the parts, all the smaller divisions are filled in. We have 1, 2 complete rectangles. Now we need a fraction for this third one. What fraction of this rectangle is shaded in? Well, there's a total of 8 parts. So 8 is our denominator. How many are shaded in? That's our numerator. 1, 2, 3. Great job. Try number 4 on your own. First look, do you have any whole shapes? So So if you have any whole numbers, and then focus on the fractions. So we have one complete circle. So you should have written the whole number 1 for this circle. And then on the second circle, right, we only have a fraction of it. What fraction is shaded in? Well, we know there's a total of 4 parts. So the denominator is 4, and there's 1, 2, 3 parts shaded in. So you should have written 1 and 3/4. Now they want us to do some practice with comparing. The nice thing about the first 3 here, 5, 6, and 7, is when we're comparing, they also give us pictures to go with it. For number 5, we have 2.5 compared to 2.5. Hopefully just hearing me say that you realized. Are they different? Well, we check the whole numbers. The whole numbers are exactly the same. Check the fractions then, half and half. They're exactly the same. So you would put an equal sign there. They are equal. Now number 6, just looking at the picture, do the purple parts look like they're equal amounts? Does one seem larger than the other? Just from looking, we can tell there seems to be more over here. Let's look at the numbers. I have a whole number 2 and a whole number 1. So I don't even need to look at the fractions. I know that 2 whole is more than 1. So all I have to do then is do the greater than sign. You don't have to worry about comparing those fractions. Number 7, we have blue rectangles. Are they the same? No, they're not the same. So we compare the whole numbers first. We have 1 whole, and we have 2 here. 1, 2. So without having to compare the fractions, we know that 2 1/3 is greater than 1 1/3. That's where the pictures really helped with that one. In the next 3 problems, we don't have pictures. We're looking at only the numbers. So remember, compare the whole numbers first. If they're the same, then we're going to compare the fractions. So in the first one, we have 1 2/3 compared to 1 1/3. Our whole numbers are the same, so we're going to compare the fractions. We have 2/3 and 1/3. Right? So 2/3 is greater than 1/3. I have 2 parts versus 1. And number 9, again, if we compare the whole numbers, we'll see that the whole numbers are different. The 3 is greater than 2. So again, we don't need to compare the fractions. We only need to look at the whole numbers. Number 10, the last one on this page, see that the whole numbers are the same. So we're going to compare the fractions. Is 3/6 greater than or less than 4/6? Right? Our denominators are the same. We look at the numerators, 3 and 4. Well, 3 is less than 4. So we know that 1 3/6 is less than 1 4/6. I hope that helped. And on the back, you're going to turn it over, and you will have opportunity to practice these on your own. Some with the pictures, just writing the mixed numbers, and then comparing mixed numbers with one another using pictures and without pictures. So read those directions carefully, and I look forward to seeing you next time when we look at some more fractions. Bye.